Chicago up 19-14, 4:17 to go. Green Bay's got the ball in Jordan Love's hands.
Right there, fourth quarter, you got to have a play. Somebody's got to go out there and make a play.
Snap to Love. Deep drop. Looks. Flings it. Left side.
Yes.
Diving grab. Christian Watson. 45. He's to the 50. Down the left side of the 40. To the 30. Cuts it back.
Phenomenal play. Phenomenal catch by Christian. I'm proud of the way he balled out.
Jordan Love pushed forward to the end zone for the touchdown. The game comes down to the toe of Cairo Santos. The kick is blocked. It is blocked. It is blocked. And the Packers have won.
Beautiful.
It is blocked. It comes up short, and the Packers have won 11 straight over the Bears. Feel good, baby. Come on, go back over, baby.
Hello and welcome to Total Packers with Matt LaFleur, presented by Software One. Larry McCarren, along with the head coach of the Green Bay Packers. And Matt, the blocked field goal, the way your sideline erupted, does it get any better than that?
Well, you don't always want to be in those situations, but in the moment, it does not get any better than that. There's not a greater feeling on earth than winning a game like that, and I was just so happy for our guys, for everybody that puts in the long hours. What a play by Carl Brooks, and just the effort by all 11 on that play.
The resiliency of your team seemed to be tested all game long, and you passed that test with flying colors.
Yeah, it wasn't always, it was a little frustrating at times, but ultimately, you're not always going to play your best, and you got to find a way to win the game, and that's what our guys did. And so it's a credit to them to stay resilient and keep believing and keep fighting. We talked about going into the game about competitive endurance, and then it might take all 60, it might take into overtime. But give Chicago a ton of credit. They came out with a good game plan, and it was a weird game in the fact that there weren't a lot of possessions, so every possession was so critical. And I think after we watched the tape, we realized that there were some opportunities there to maybe not put ourselves in that position that we need to capitalize on moving forward.
Jordan Love ended up with a quarterback rating of 113, so a pretty good day. But I thought what really stood out was his leadership. It just seemed like he was the guy leading the charge that never say die, refuse to lose.
He did a great job. I thought this was one of his best games he's played this season. I know he had the one interception. He'd love to have that throwback, but I thought he gave his guys opportunities to go make plays, and they all were making plays for him. I thought our offensive line blocked really well, but hitting the checkdowns when he needed to, and the checkdowns going for big gains, hitting Josh Jacobs. Chris Brooks had another one. So a lot of guys contributed on the offensive side of the ball in order for us to get the win.
Matt, was it a hard game to be the play caller in chief? I mean, you didn't have a lot of possessions, didn't have a lot of plays. Was that kind of a tough situation?
Yeah, you realize how important every possession is. You got to maximize them. You got to finish. We talked about going into the game, finish every drive with a kick. And unfortunately for us, we had the one turnover in the red zone, and we had the fourth down conversion that we didn't convert. And that Chicago's a good defense. They did a lot of great things. It's a stingy defense, especially in the red area. I think they're number one in the National Football League, so we knew it was going to be a challenge. But there were some self-inflicted wounds along the way that kind of kept us from being even better in that area.
Christian Watson goes from rather modest numbers to date to 4 catches for 150 yards. How does that happen?
Well, I think it's a credit to our receiving corps because you never know who that guy's going to be. And he stayed resilient. He stayed the course. He practices the right way every day at practice. So it's not a shock to me that he went out and had a great day. And talk about a guy that capitalized on his opportunities. That's exactly what happened.
Matt, after the game, you said that the situational football on both sides of the ball left something to be desired. What did you learn from the tape?
Just like I talked about earlier, I think there was a lot of missed opportunities where if guys are doing what they're supposed to do, and then you have an opportunity to get Chicago off the grass, so they're not converting on 3rd and 4th down, or conversely, like I talked about offensively in the red area, we can't have a penalty that sets us back and then followed by a negative run, and it just leads to bad things. So just being dialed in, making sure you're doing your job, and trusting that your buddy's going to do his job.
Now that you've seen Caleb Williams up close, will you defend, in particular, his running ability a little different next time?
Well, I think you got to be mindful of it. To his credit, I didn't realize how fast he was. I think there was a couple clips where he got out of the pocket and he was outrunning our defense, and we got some fast guys on our defense, so that's a credit to him. I thought Caleb played a really clean game. I thought he was decisive. He was hitting his back foot, going to where he needed to go with the football, making accurate throws, and then he hurt us with his legs, certainly.
First game without Preston Smith, how did your rotation at the edge hold up for you?
I thought the guys did a good job. I thought Brenton Cox went in there and made some impact plays, so it was good to get him his first game action. But I thought all in all, the guys did what they needed to do, and certainly at the end of the game, we were getting pressure on the quarterback, back-to-back sacks. We have an opportunity for a third, a miss-op in that situation that allowed Caleb to get out, and they ultimately converted and got down in field goal range.
Back on January 8th, 2019, the day you were hired as the Green Bay Packers head coach, if I had told you that you were going to beat the Chicago Bears 11 straight times, what would you have said?
I don't know how. That's a lot of times, but it's just a credit to our team and everybody in our organization, from Goody to Mark to Russ, just assembling a good football team and everybody that pours into it.
Thank you, Matt. Coming up, Brenton Cox. We'll be right back. Total Packers with Matt LaFleur is brought to you by your local Chevy dealers, by Bellin Health, and by Johnsonville. Welcome back. This one-on-one is brought to you by Brew Pub, lots of matzo pizza. All in all, what'd you take out of your first significant playing time as an NFL pro?
When in doubt, just keep going. You never know when your opportunity's coming. And make the most of it.
Williams is hit and sacked. Brenton Cox is making his presence felt.
That had to be so cool. Caleb Williams does his fake, and he turns around and smack! You're right in his gross. Was that just a terrific football moment for you?
Yeah, just don't miss the layup. Just don't miss it. Just wrap them up, drive your legs, and get them to the ground.
On that play, all the action's going away from you. And they're counting on Brenton chasing that action, but you did not chase the action whatsoever. Why not?
I've seen this play before. Everybody goes away, some got to come back, and that was the perfect time to just take my shot and try to make the play.
Williams hands it off to Swift, and he's hammered down by Brenton Cox.
Let me ask you this, Brenton. When it comes to football, are you all serious business?
Yeah, and I've been like that for a while. Growing up playing basketball and football, I've always been the one in the back and just vibing to the music, but I always want to let my play speak for me. Just try to, make splash plays and be the loudest one on the field when it's time for action.
Look out for the shot hit by Cox.
Coming up as an undrafted free agent, can you tell us about your journey and what it's been like?
It's been a lot of ups and downs. Just powering through a lot of adversity and just keeping your head down and working been my main priority, and just staying in touch with my families, keeping everybody close to me, and just staying positive.
Brenton, you just went through your first real chance, come out of it with first sack, first TFL. What's next for Brenton Cox?
Being a better teammate, being there for my brothers, and doing the most I can, doing my 111.
The home of the 2025 NFL Draft is right here in Green Bay, April 24th through the 26th. Visit greenbay.com/draft25 for more information.
It's hard to believe I've been here 17 years already. It's really it's been a tremendous privilege. In my mind, Packers not only are a unique organization, but I think one of the most special organizations in all of professional sports. And it's been a tremendous honor to be in the position that I've been in. I'm really honored, and I've been to many of these Hall of Fame inductions. When you think about the Green Bay Packers, there's no team that has a better history and tradition than us. I'm really pleased and excited to have the opportunity myself to be inducted next August.
Welcome back. This week's Chalk Talk is brought to you by Network Health. The blocked field goal that won the Bears game. Like most things football, it was a team effort. Butts in the air, sprinter stances, the Packers are coming. And the man who gets the block is Carl Brooks, but the man who gets things started is Lucas Van Ness. You see the way he's angled in there? His job is to attack that blocker, the guard, number 79, and draw all of his blocking attention so Carl has room to work that center guard gap. And look at right across the board. Look at this penetration the Packers are getting. For a protection unit to be effective, it's got to have some structural integrity, and the Bears are springing leaks all over the place. Now let's focus in on Carl. He's a 300-pound man trying to get skinny enough to get through that center guard gap. And to do so, Carl uses a pass rush move. It's called a swim. It starts with a left-handed club, and then Carl follows by going and swimming over the top with his right hand. You can actually see his right hand covering up the number 9 on the blocker. Then Carl actually uses the blocker, who not so incidentally is 6'7", to lever himself even higher, and he gets a piece of the football. Now, do you remember earlier when we talked about penetration and structural integrity? Well, the Bears' house of cards in that regard is totally collapsing. Look at that side of the line of scrimmage. T.J. Slayton, Devontae Wyatt, Quay Walker, and Isaiah McDuffie all put Bears on their backsides. No, the Packers didn't win this game on a lucky break. They won it because they kicked the Bears' butts on the game-deciding play.
I just wanted to do more. I just fired off the ball and wanted to get a win.
Rich said to our team last night, I will not understand if we come out of this game without a block, whether field goal or PAT. So, great job by our special teams coaches.
Total Packers with Matt LaFleur is brought to you by Network Health, by your Wisconsin Toyota dealers, and by Software One, redefining how companies build, buy, and manage everything in the cloud.
My play style, I would say, gadget man. There's a lot of ways you can give me the ball.
Showing off the speed inside the 20. Jaden Reed, electric.
Put me in the slot, play outside if I need to.
Touchdown!
Many ways to make plays.
Over the shoulder, Jaden Reed.
I just think there's many ways that you can utilize me and just being dynamic.
3 Rams are down there, but it's caught by the Packers.
Total Packers with Matt LaFleur is brought to you by Fabic Cat, proud sponsor of the Green Bay Packers. Welcome back. Time to hand out game balls. And Matt, on offense, you went with Christian Watson. I got to tell you, it's not a big surprise, but he had catches of 25, 48, and 60 yards. Incredible.
Yeah, some big time plays, and usually those explosion plays lead to points. But I think it's also the things that he does that nobody sees, just the effort that he gives in the run game, digging out safeties to allow Josh to churn yards, and he's a great asset to our team.
Averaged 37.5 yards a catch.
That's big time.
Wow. Anyway, on defense, T.J. Slayton. Now, he had a sack, but those guys who play inside, sometimes the numbers don't tell the whole story. What'd you like about T.J.'s
Yeah, I
game?
thought he did a good job controlling his gap, controlling the man in front of him, making his presence felt inside.
Now, on defense, you went with Corey Ballantyne, who made a great play on a punt, also made a great play on kickoff coverage.
Yeah, he did a great job, and he's pretty consistent. And, not to forget about Carl Brooks. We've got a G of the Week award that we gave not only to Carl Brooks for his play and effort, but also to Brenton Cox for just being ready for the situation and his contributions on defense and on offense.
Thank you, Matt. Coming up, the last word from the coach. Don't go away. The countdown to the 2025 NFL Draft has begun. Green Bay is hosting this year, and you won't want to miss it. Mark your calendars for April 24th through the 26th and visit greenbay.com/draft25 for more information.
The Challenge Academy is an in-resident program for 16 to 18-year-olds who are having a difficult time getting their high school diploma. So they come to Fort McCoy and they not only learn academics, they learn life skills. And today's a really special day for them because we like them to interact with role models, and I'm so happy that we have such a great relationship with the Green Bay Packers. They've been coming every year and meeting with our cadets in the fall, and they always look forward to it.
The reason I came to the Challenge Academy was because I was really a procrastinator. I didn't accomplish what I wanted to. And when I found out about the Challenge Academy, I just thought to myself, I go here, I get my life together, and once I graduate, I'll be a better person.
In high school, our motto was courage, honor, and truth. And I sometimes fall back on that even now.
Very special day, oh my God. Like, it's a new experience that out of here we would not have.
It meant a lot to me, and I know to my fellow cadets, it meant a lot to them too. They couldn't believe it because, when do you get to meet an athlete like that?
I'm nervous.
Why are you nervous?
I don't know, it's kind of cool to meet a Green Bay Packer.
The last word with Matt LaFleur is brought to you by Construction Business Group and Wisconsin Operating Engineers Local 139. We are back, and it is time for the last word from the coach and Matt. This week you're back home to host the 49ers, and San Francisco is one of those teams that no matter what the record is, it's going to be a real tough game.
Yeah, they're a physical football team in every phase, and they got a lot of great players, and they've kind of been the class of the NFC for the last 5-6 years. So it's going to be a great challenge for us, but I know one that our guys are going to be ready for, they're going to be excited about, and it's another opportunity for us to go against one of the premier teams in the league.
Thank you, Matt. Best of luck against the 49ers, and thank you for watching. Until next time, take care.